Hey everyone, I'm Lisa with Made to Create with Lisa, and today I wanted to hop on live and show you some pumpkin home decor. Now, if you're a crafter and you like to make home decor, this way of doing things is probably old news to you, but I like to use my Stampin' Up product to make home decor, and so that's what's a little bit different about this, is that I'm using all Stampin' Up products. Of course, except for like paint and sandpaper and stuff like that. So we're going to be using some pumpkins from the Dollar Tree, and we're going to be dressing them up with some beautiful Stampin' Up papers. So I am going to just go ahead and dive in and get started right away. If you're watching on replay, thank you so much for being here. I hope if you're here that you'll say hi. I don't know if I'll be able to see comments once I turn the phone around, but we'll see, okay? So let's go ahead and dive in. All right, clip you in here. Okay, so how are you guys all doing today? I hope that you are doing well. Okay, so what we are doing tonight is using some of these Dollar Tree pumpkins, and they have actually been around for several years. I don't know how long they keep their decor before they switch things out, but these have been around for a while, and they come in different colors, and of course they're just $1, well, not $1, they're $1.25 each. Okay, so if you can tell, I don't know if you can tell that these words were solid glitter. So the first thing I did was used my heat tool and heated all of this up. And then I took a scraping tool and scraped off as much of the glitter that I could, okay? Because I just, well, first of all, I don't want it, but we're gonna paint over it. And so it's just gonna be really bumpy. Okay, so I have a paintbrush here, and I have it in a Ziploc bag so that it doesn't dry out. And the first thing we're gonna do is just paint this pumpkin. And I had already gotten this paintbrush messy. Otherwise, I think I would have switched over. This is just a chip brush, which I love. I love the streaks that you see in it. Some people don't like the streaks, but I do. Well, not on everything, but for this project, it's going to be just fine. So we're just going to get a nice coat on this, and this is actually going to be the back. So what we're doing isn't actually a super huge deal. So I'm just painting the sides, the top, and then this is actually going to be the back of the project. Okay, so let me get the other side here, and then we will be done. You wouldn't actually have to do the back. It's just that if you ever happen to see the back of your pumpkin, then it will look, you know, unfinished. So I just thought it would be worth it to really quickly put a coat on there. All right. I'm seeing that my fingers have like hot glue strings on them because I was trying to prep some of this in advance of going live. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this, but you can still kind of see the words on there, the words that were in glitter. And since it's the back, it's totally fine. You could work on that a little bit harder if you wanted, but we don't need to worry about any more of that for now. So I'm just going to put my lid on here. This is Waverly chalk paint from Walmart, and this is the color Ivory. So I'm going to put this aside. And like I said, I always put my paintbrushes in a plastic bag until I have time to wash them out so that they don't get ruined. Okay, so now we're going to set this aside. You could use a heat tool to dry it so that it dried faster if you want. But I actually did a couple other ones in advance. Okay, so you can see that that's the back. They also come in different colors, okay? And I don't know if you can tell, but what I did is I went ahead and took some twine, again, also from the Dollar Tree, and I wrapped the stems. Let me show you again what the stem looks like. Okay, the stem looked like this, and it had this super ugly bow on it. So I took that off, and then I wrapped the stem in the twine like that so that it looks a little bit more rustic, and it looks much better in my opinion. Okay. And so I already prepped these two. Now what we're going to use tonight is the All About Autumn Designer Series paper. Okay, and I picked a couple different patterns out. And what I did is I picked a paper. Okay, we're actually going to use this side. And I just laid it down like this. And then I laid my pumpkin on here and traced around it with a pencil. Okay, and I think you can see that in the camera. And this is super, super easy to cut out because it's just a straight line. This pumpkin is very boxy and, you know, not super detailed, so it's an easy one to cut out. Okay. So I chose, whoops, I forgot this side. All right. So I chose this pattern and this pattern and this pattern. What do you think? This is literally my very favorite one in the entire pack. I love this print. I'm noticing that there's some glitter on here from that pumpkin. Anyway, so these are the ones that I chose to use. And so what we're going to do is we are going to put these on our pumpkins, okay? So I have some Mod Podge. I personally prefer to use the matte, but when you're doing it for something like this, it totally doesn't matter because it's not going to show anyway. So this is the gloss. And you want to put a pretty heavy coat on here. Here's a hot glue string. They're following me everywhere. So I am sorry that I cannot see any comments. I can see that there are people on here, but I'm sorry I can't interact. So definitely talk and I can answer questions later. All right. So what we're going to do is put a nice coating of the Mod Podge on there. And then we're just going to lay this on there. And I am going to give it a really nice press all the way around the edges. I want to make sure that it's really adhered. Okay, now I'll check the corners here. And I think it's good. Look how that catches the light, all that foil in there. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, and then so what you can do is you can take a sanding tool and just sand off the edges there so that it is flush with the pumpkin. And because this is such an easy shape, this whole thing is super easy to do. Sometimes if you have like a star or a rounded object, it is a little bit harder to get in the creases and stuff, but this is actually super easy. Okay, so see the stuff that came off. So there it is. Okay, so we'll put that one aside. And whoops, we'll do this side on this one. And yes, I am putting a lot on there. Like I said, it's because our papers are nice and thick papers. And so I want to make sure that there's enough adhesive to make sure that it's sticking really well, especially on the edges. This was a little bit much. Oh well. I'll scrape some of that off here. All right. Yeah, I got too much. So let me wipe some of that off with the outside of my brush here. There we go. We want a lot, but that was excessive. All right. Wiping off the edge. Okay. Now let's go ahead and do my favorite paper here. We'll put this one on. I love it. What do you guys think? I actually, this one and this one, these are my, well, and the white, those are my favorite pumpkins to have in my decor in the fall season. I don't usually do very many orange pumpkins. So, I can't remember which is which. One of them is called a Cinderella pumpkin. And then I don't know what the other one's called. So we're just going to sand off the edges really quick. I'm trying not to push too hard because especially see on this green one, is this the, I think this is the green one. I don't want that green paint to show through. So I'm trying to be kind of careful with how much I'm sanding here. And then I can touch up after I get off too. So you just do the edges. And then there we go. Aren't they looking good? Okay, so we have this one and we have this one. Now this side doesn't have any foil on it, but this one's foiled. Okay, now this is basically dry. So we're going to flip it over and do our final paper. Now you can see how, yes, I did paint a little bit before I went live, but you can see how quick this is. It's very easy to whip something together that is some of your favorite papers and your favorite style using our Stampin' Up! Products. So I absolutely love making home decor with our Stampin' Up! Products. So I'm going to show you how easy it is. And hopefully you will get hooked and do it too. Unfortunately, I have excess Mod Podge on my fingers. Okay, I need to wipe my hands off here. All right, guys, so I'm gonna wait to sand this one because I have way too much. You know what, I'm gonna grab a paper towel. I guess I was a little bit too excited with my Mod Podge application. We'll wipe a little of that off. All right. All right, and I don't know if you know this, but Mod Podge dries clear. So anything that's up there, you won't even see it anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna wait to sand this one. And then you will see how amazing this is going to look. So I'm going to move this thing out of the way. And now we will pull back in our pumpkins. Okay. Now, what I did is I die cut a few tags from our Very Vanilla cardstock using the Tailored Tags dies. And have you guys played with the Alphabest stamp set? The stamps are actually really small and they're kind of perfect for this kind of a project. So I'm going to use the copper clay ink, which matches this foil paper here. And we are going to stamp some little tags. So I'm thinking here, okay, I think I need to start here. So I need to dig for all of these letters here. We're going to stamp fall. Whoops, that's a G. I thought it was an A. Okay, where's my A? Where is my A? Now see, you can see how confusing this is. I haven't moved them over here yet. Where is my A? Oh, the A in here looks like a G. And then the G is also a G. Okay, F-A, to find the L's. So I hope you guys are talking to me even though I cannot see you. I need to get my iPad in here and hopefully I can get that working better. Okay, fall. So I have 3 pumpkins, so I had to make 3 tags. And so that was fast to do those the same. And I wanted to do fall, sweet, fall. And so I'm hoping that sweet will fit, because that fall was only 4 letters and that fit absolutely perfectly. So I'm hoping that I can fit 5 letters. These are all short letters, so hopefully it will work. So have you guys decorated for fall? I'm assuming that everybody has now that it's mid-October. Oh yes, this is all gonna fit. All right, my hands are a mess. Okay, so that is done. So we have fall, sweet, fall. What do you think? Isn't that cute? Now I can see hearts. Give me a heart if you like that. I can't see your comments, but I know I can see the hearts and the thumbs ups. So I hope that you like this so far. So what we're gonna do is I am going to use some of this twine, the same twine, and I am going to tie on this tag. Okay, actually, you know what? I forgot. Halt. Okay, with these tags, I also cut out some of the washers that are with the tags. I normally don't even take the time to do that because they're so tiny. Are you guys good about doing the little washers? I'm trying to put hardly any glue on here. So I cut these little washers out of the oxidized, what is that called? It's the oxidized paper, and I know it's been on back order, but all of this stuff is coming back in stock really, really soon here. So I thought it would be fun to show some ideas for using it. All right, the last washer. And in the past, when I have taken the time to do these washers, whoops, then I zhuzh up my project and you can't even see them. So that's one of the reasons a lot of times I don't even take the time to do them. All right, let's see. All right, so let us tie this on. Hold on. That would have been disastrous. I don't want that one at the first. Let's put this one at the first. Whew, that was a close one. All right. Fall, sweet fall. I kind of want it to hang down a little bit, so I don't want it to do it too tight. So let's let it hang a little bit. All right. Okay. So that's hanging there. So we're going to do fall, sweet, and then fall like that. And then of course I need to do the twine on this stem here. Isn't that looking cute? Okay, and we're going to be on here forever if I do all of these on the live. So I'm going to do some of it after we get off and then show you a picture. But I'm reaching up here to show you the ribbons that I came over here with. I pulled in a few different ribbons for us to play with. We have these ones that come in the dual pack, and I think that these are coming back into stock this week. Okay, and then this has been one of my favorites this year. I love it. This I thought might be pretty because it has some gold in it, but if we're using that, then we probably won't use that actually. And then I got these, it's like wood bead ribbon from Hobby Lobby. Look how cool that is. And they're tiny little beads. So I thought that would be a really cute little accent on there. So I pulled those out. And you know, when you get the specialized ribbon like that from Hobby Lobby, you always want to wait for it to go on sale. Okay, so I know I've showed you this on my cards before, but I'm going to show you here. I am going to make this ribbon thinner and just cut it in half. So let's see how much I need. If I tie a big thing, probably about this much. Okay, and I want this to look really ratty. So I'm going to pull this off. Okay, look how cool that's looking. Isn't that so cool? You can do the coolest things with some of the ribbon. You just have to kind of pick it and play with it, and it's just really fun. Okay, so I thought that we would tie some of this up here to kind of flop down. Yes, look how cute that is. And then, what could we do with this copper? I don't know if I just want to add it in, or if we want to tie it, or maybe if we want to tie it on one of the other pumpkins, maybe just the middle pumpkin, maybe not add it to every single pumpkin, so that then it would be a little bit special, like if we did it on this pumpkin. That would be kind of cool. And then I will probably add this in here somewhere. Maybe we'll double it up with this one. I love adding a lot of texture. So it's fun to have several different ribbons that you put on there. See how that kind of doubled up like that? Looks really nice. So I'll cut that off and we'll tie that in a knot. Okay. See how that just starts getting layered and layered? All right, and then the other thing, I know that this is winging up, we'll fix it later. And then the other thing that I was gonna do too is, where is it? I was going to pull out the famous Spanish moss, which makes the biggest, fattest mess. So again, I think I'm gonna do this after I get off, and then I'll share a finished picture with you, because this is just literally a disaster. However, it is so cool and adds the coolest touch that I keep using it. So see, if we just hot glue some Spanish moss up there on the top, it just helps give it so much more natural texture. It's gonna look really, really cool. So I'll just put hot glue up here and on here, and we'll just glue some piles of Spanish moss and then finish off the ties. And then that is going to be this project. So you see how this is already going everywhere? So I will do this when I get off, but I'm going to pull these all back in so you can see them. So I'll do it, and then I will post pictures and you can see the finished product. Okay? So I'm going to pull you back up here. Okay, so now, I think that now that it's front ways, I think I could see you if you made a comment. I'm not sure though. So let me show you this. I know that it's backwards right now. I never turned it around since I turned the camera down, but well, let me see if I can flip it around here. There we go. Hi. There we go. Okay. So there it is. And so once we finish this, and then we put some Spanish moss on the top. Hey, Tanya. I think it's going to be really cute. Okay. So we have the Fall Sweet Fall pumpkins. And I think that they're going to look really cool when they're all done. So I hope you enjoyed this project. I will probably trim down this live into a shorter video so that you can see it start to finish, and maybe that'll be easier to follow along. But I so appreciate you being here. I'm hoping to do a few more fall projects before fall is over and we dive into Christmas, but I have been doing a lot of Christmas cards. So anyway, thanks for being here. Don't forget that you were made to create, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.